What's up, everybody? It's Chris, your favorite coach, your favorite host. And if you don't have a favorite, let me apply for the job. Why not? So we're going live with Grant Wise today, and I'm really excited. I was watching that intro video, and I remember a couple of years back, Grant and I talked, and it's Grant is one of my favorite people, if not my favorite person in real estate marketing specifically. So Grant, thanks for joining us. And for those of you that don't know the legend, for those that don't know you, what's your accidental entrepreneur story again? Share it.
Accidental entrepreneur story. As in, like, how did I stumble into what I'm doing right now, or like just
exactly, yeah, man. That's so like when like how'd this all happen to you? How'd you get into this?
Yeah. So, man, for years and years and years and years, I've consulted some of the top real estate teams in North America, and I noticed some continuous trends. And I'm all about, like, I'm really good at finding opportunity, like finding little things and then figuring out how to monetize it. Like if you were like, Grant, you got one job, sell this, this Lego G-Wagon, I would be able to figure out how to, like, that's my thing. And so I was consulting all these teams, and I noticed this trend. Everybody that I was working with was sending boatloads of referrals to home service providers, movers, roofers, painters, HVAC companies, roofing companies, whatever. And I was like, why aren't you guys making money on that? Like, those people buy leads from everybody: Facebook, Google, Angie's List, House, Thumbtack. Like, why are you giving away one of the most valuable parts of your business for free? This doesn't make any sense to me. And they were like, well, yeah. We know it's no. We know. And then finally I was like, let me do it. Somebody was like, let me do it. I've had enough. Like, this is a clear value proposition. And they're like, look, if you think that you can do something, go do it. And I did. I created what I call a preferred partner program for this team leader. And I went out and I made them $7,000 in a week. So, wow. And that was monthly recurring revenue. So that 7,000 became over, what is the math on that? Over $80,000 over the course of a year. And I just started doing that over and over and over and over and over again. And I got really, 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 really good at it. And I was like, you know what? It's time to just like give this to everybody. The real estate industry right now needs something like this that can help them offset and increase the amount of money that they're spending to grow their business without going negative every single month. And this is a way to create what I call a self-sustaining growth loop in somebody's business. If you can sell leads that give you capital that you can use to buy leads, and then you constantly are increasing the amount of opportunities you've got in your business, you can just absolutely crush it in real estate. So that's my accidental entrepreneurial story for how we created comarketing.com.
Serendipitous, we could say. And I mean, we were talking the other day, and I told you I got goosebumps when I was hearing about this stuff. Being a former, running offices formerly, and kind of we build these kind of strategic alliance programs in real estate offices to kind of sustain and have just additional income, and that other income, it's a line item on a P&L, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And as a coach and speaker, we're doing this all the time, kind of with people that we recommend, and just kind of creating these marketing alliances. Being on stage, you have a stage and a microphone, and realtors have that, and they have the audience, and there's something like there's 50 plus people. Businesses or business people or service providers that are involved with a single real estate transaction. So you've built the tech behind it. This is kind of, and you said you did it yourself, which was a little uncomfortable because you are a marketer. And so you picked up the phone and were making calls. And it's almost too hard. I kept seeing your videos and your emails. Man, get paid for leads. Get paid for leads. It's almost too good to be true. Like a real estate agent's like, what? How am I going to get paid for my leads? So, I mean, tell us a little bit about like what you've built and how it works and how you're teaching all the agents to do it.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, when you sit down and think about it as a real estate agent, like one of the first things they teach you when you go through real estate school is get a vendor list. You're going to need connections, roofers, movers, painters. Like they're all a very natural part of the real estate transaction. And I was reading a statistic the other day that the average person spends roughly I think it was like $86,000 in a real estate transaction through remodels, repairs, moving, transitioning, like just a natural part of the real estate deal. Nobody buys a house and then does nothing to it. Typically, like they want to make their own adjustments. They want to make the thing home. And I did, like the guy challenged me. He said, if you can do it, just go do it. So I picked up the phone, which I'm an internet marketer. I don't like sitting here on the phones all day, which is funny because I'm on the phone for 12 hours a day. But I literally started cold calling all of the vendors. And what I found really shocked me. Like when I picked up the phone and just tried to sell stuff, obviously I got rejected. But I figured out this little pitch that made it so that every vendor that I called wanted to talk to me. And that changed everything because now I'm no longer cold calling. I'm having these really warm conversations with people that want to take their businesses to the next level. And the guy that I did it for in the first place, he kind of describes it as a country club. We created this little country club inside of his business that everybody,
it's like a membership.
Yeah. And they get leads to grow their business, which is 100% what they need. And then you get money that you can use to grow your business, which is 100% what you need. So it creates, like I was talking about, the self-sustaining growth loop. So I spent 2 to 4 hours a day, every day for 9 months to a year on the phones, having these discussions, building these programs, documenting every single step. And so if you're a realtor, if you're sitting there like, when's the last time you referred somebody to the roofer or to the mover or to the electrician or to the painter or somebody that closing gifts, inspectors? Like there's so many people that real estate agents refer, but they don't actually get a benefit from. And that's what to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Realtors spend more money than most anybody else in the marketplace to generate leads, to build tools and technology, to grow a team. And then they give away the most valuable part of their business, the clients, the customers, the media, for nothing. And then also are then thought of as like these problem children in every market. Realtors have this reputational battle that they're going through at the moment. And so this just raises the bar. It raises the bar from a professionalism standpoint. It helps the real estate agent look a lot bigger than they are in a lot of cases, even for the highest, most successful teams that I've worked with. And it creates an unbelievable customer experience for the clients that they're representing. Because literally anytime they need something now, you're the person that they go to. So you're kind of like the Angie's List in your local community. Everybody else is making money doing this. Why would you not take advantage of an opportunity that you can bring in strategic cash flow that you need to go off and then go grow your business and create a level of stability that everybody else just dreams of? I've yet to meet somebody that is happy that is growing a real estate business that's losing money every month, which is what most people do in this industry until they start getting traction. And that's my obsession. My mission is helping you grow your business with confidence so that you can live a happier life.
Yeah, I love it. And you're doing it. And I think traditionally, conventionally in real estate, when I was in real estate sales, it was kind of like you give leads to these people. And then once in a while you hit them up to do co-marketing in the form of share this postcard with me, share this ad with me, take the space in my magazine, these kinds of things. And you've kind of flipped the script where you're actually, it's just, like you said, man, rewarding that behavior, here's a lead, getting paid for it, coming to an agreement up front, and then creating the technology around that does it. So, for people hearing about this for the first time, what's the simplest way to explain how comarketing.com works?
Comarketing.com helps you formalize the partnerships that you create in your local marketplace. Like that's probably the easiest way to describe it. It's a two-sided marketplace where people buy and sell leads to each other. And we've taken care of all of the hard part. We help you understand how to create your preferred partner program, like what to offer people. We help you find the partners. We help you come up with exactly what to say. We help you understand how to price the leads that you sell. We make it really easy. We've built it so that you can literally through the platform send a lead. The vendors that you partner with automatically get the lead. Their card gets charged. You get paid. Like we've made this whole process so unbelievably simple so that anybody can do it. Whether somebody's never sold a house in their entire life or they're selling 1,000 homes a year, we've seen people having success with this because of how easy we've made it. So that hard work that I did for like a year of trying to like figure all of this stuff out, I just took the entire process, documented it, gave it to my development team, and they said, okay, boop, and they built it. And now like that's what agents have access to. They can log in, they can set up their partnerships, and they can send their leads, and they can get paid.
That's awesome. It's and you really had made it simple. And I mean, the best part is there's no upfront cost. It's like people are always about spending money. So on the front end, nobody's spending money. On the back end, no one's spending money. There's no money exchange until a lead comes in, and it's already agreed upon. So, I mean, what do you say? What do you say to agents that might be skeptical about partnering with service providers because of past bad experience and such? I mean, are you getting any kind of pushback in that arena?
Yeah, I think it's a very fair thing to pay attention to is you don't gamble with your reputation. And so what we teach the agents to do is partner with the highest rated companies in the area. And those typically tend to be the bigger companies. And there's a few reasons that we do that. Number one, bigger companies have good systems, good processes, good infrastructure, good teams. So they are really good at taking care of the customer. And so that's the number one thing that you want to look out for is like, are these the highest rated companies? We don't teach you to go after the cheapest companies. The cheapest companies are where you run into problems. So Jim Bob that shows up in an old truck, not that there's anything wrong with that, but probably doesn't have the best systems and processes to handle. So what this allows you to do as a real estate agent, which now this is more important than anything, is it allows you to really communicate your value beyond the real estate transaction because you can create this incredible experience. You look so much bigger than you really are because you have this professional network of people that can assist with any problem. And so it really helps you create an amazing client experience. We teach you to only partner with the highest rated companies in the area that stand behind their products and services. And that then creates an opportunity for you to confidently share your clients that have a specific need with specific service providers that can help them. And that's the way that we've addressed it. So we've not run into issues where, thankfully, we've not run into issues where, the vendor isn't taking care of the customer because we're targeting the highest rated companies in the area that have a reputation for taking care of their customers. And they've proven it because they have the systems and the infrastructure. They have everything that you need to go out there and confidently refer them to your clients.
Sure. Yeah, and all things you'd be looking for. And, most agents will have people to start with. They have some people that they're already recommending or referring. And what about agents that are saying, man, where do I start? I don't have anybody. I know that you were giving me a little tour of that software and you've got it, that data scraper component built into the technology. So so tell us how that works. So like
I was spending about 3 to 4 hours a day searching Google for highest rated mover in market, whatever that was. And I showed my team what I was doing and they were like, okay, give us a little bit of time. And they came back and they built me this tab. It's called a Discover tab. And I could just pull it up. I select that there's a drop down. I can pre-select the industry. So I click mover and then instantly, like in seconds, I have a list of the highest rated movers in any market that I want to look in, just like this, like at the click of a button. And so they help save me personally a few hours a day. Now I'm spending that much time on it because I'm doing this for multiple people at the same time. Like we're really going out there and growing. The average agent can do this in less than a couple of hours a week. Like this is not something that takes a lot of time. It can happen very simplistically. And we give them all of the tools to find the partners in the area. And so there's a way that they can find people that are just, off of Google, the highest rated. And then we have this new thing coming out, which is our verified tab. And the verified people are people that are already on comarketing.com, the home service providers that are already on comarketing.com, and they're looking for agents that they can buy leads from. So we're going at this both ways. We're giving the agent the ability to just find people that they can reach out to and partner with, but then we're also bringing home service providers to the platform that are looking for agents that they can partner with.
Oh, that's great. And so you're I talk about leverage a lot. That's kind of my thing. Systems, tools, and people. Systems, how you do it. Tools, what you do it with, and people, who does it. Now you've built this. You've got the system, then you've got the tool to do it. Tell us about that people element. What are you doing to help the people? I know, like myself, you're an educator, and you're kind of taking on the role of showing agents how to do this for themselves and build their business. So there's a training component built in there. Tell us about that.
Yeah, like my entire background is information, right? Teaching people how to do certain things. I got started teaching people how to do Facebook ads almost 12 years ago. So same thing here. Like, I know that the number one thing that somebody needs to know is how to do this. Like, okay, I'm bought in on the idea. How do I do this, Grant? And I have made it so unbelievably simple. Literally, I have a short, easy checklist that anybody can follow. I always tell people, like, if you can bake a cake or put together a chair, you can do co-marketing, because if you can just follow instructions, I've done all of the hard work of figuring out what to offer, what to say, how to do it. Like, so I give people, we give people access to the information that they need to learn how to do this stuff step by step by step by step by step. I did all the hard work, right? I got all the arrows in my back. I know how to make this. And we proved that because we went into any market in the United States of America and any market in Canada. And in every single situation, we were able to just turnkey bring partners on left and right, because we figured out the process. We figured out how to do that. And so we give that to, a select group of people. They can take that information. They can learn how to do this, like I said, in less than a couple of hours a week. And we see some people that even do it in less time. You can do it actively like I do, and you can go out and pursue this. Or you can do it passively, because how many of you listening to this have been called by ADT already? I know it's just now 9:20 in the morning where I'm at, but how many of you have already been contacted by vendors that are trying to get your business? You have a wave of people that are going to come to you because you're in real estate, and being just set up so that whenever they call you, you have a way to do business with them. That's another way that this can happen. So yes, we got all the training in the world to teach somebody how to do this.
And that's awesome, and you have a system and a program already in place. Like, I know when I had my office, it was like, hey, what do we have to do business with your office? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. We've got this many spaces for this many people. And I used to be like, it's X amount of dollars a year. This is what you get for that. And just helping agents how to put that together. And it's completely customizable, really. So you kind of show agents how to do it themselves, and then it just becomes an easy component of what they're already doing. There's adding something onto their business. Do you see this as the kind of the future of collaboration between agents and service providers, or just a better version of what's already out there?
I think that co-marketing is a concept really ultimately that probably got invented in the real estate space.
Right.
And every single person I've ever talked to has said the same thing. We've been thinking about doing this for years. We just never knew what to do or how to say it or what, blah, blah, blah. Like, never really took the time to prioritize it. So I just said, there's an opportunity. Here's a real problem solution. A lot of people want this, but nobody really has a way to do it. And so that's what we obsessed over, is creating a way for people to formalize relationships with each other. And I think that what I've experienced has been pretty cool. When people pay, they pay attention. Yeah. And when I was talking to an agent, it was like, dude, I was in New Orleans, and this plumber showed up to my office and was like, hey, if you guys have any customers, I'll take care of them. So I gave him a shot, started sending him pipe inspections. Said a few years later, he had a fleet of trucks, he had a yacht, like he was living the life because I helped him build his business. Now he won't even take my phone call. Wow. And I'm like, imagine if you got paid on every single one of those pipe inspections. Yeah. Now you have a real partner who is invested in your growth and in your success. And when people pay, they pay attention. And I've seen this happen with all of these companies that I've helped set up these programs, because when the vendors come in and they're paying, now they've got value in this relationship, and they're showing up to meetings.
Yes,
they're talking good about the agents. They're sending them leads. Like, this can be reciprocal as well, because agents can buy leads this way too. Like the vendors are so much more invested because they're paying to be a part of what the agent has to offer, and they're not just paying to like go on a postcard like you're talking about. They're paying for real leads, so they know that you are such a valuable source, because every time you give them a customer, they're able to get the types of returns they would want on their advertising. So it just creates this incredibly powerful and mutually beneficial relationship where everybody wins.
Yeah. So I want to talk to you a little bit about, the specifics, like an example of how it works. But I'd have to, I always have to bring this stuff up because in the real estate world about like compliance and things. So how does co-marketing ensure transparency, compliance, and ROI, which are three things that don't usually hang out together?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we don't do is we don't do anything with RESPA regulated industries. So
Okay.
like when an agent comes in and works with us, we're never going to say, go find a lender, a title rep, insurance. Like that's all RESPA regulated stuff. You already probably have a relationship. Like we're not going to get in the middle of that.
Yeah.
But when you get outside of those few RESPA regulated industries, there's 20 other home service industries that exist: moving, roofing, painting, electric, HVAC,
Sure.
solar. All of these people need leads. And so you have that strategic opportunity. Whenever you send a lead, we give you we give you a simple lead form. Whenever you have a lead to send a home service provider, you just fill out name, email, phone number, service type, boom, that sends the lead right to those people. They get the lead in their co-marketing dashboard, and then they can follow up with it. And they can give statuses so you can actually see where they're at with that particular contact. So it creates a lot of transparency in the process. Everything is done compliantly, 100%, because we don't, you're not doing anything that violates RESPA. Like that's the biggest thing that we're focused on. A lot of real estate agents don't believe that they could do something like this because it's a kickback. It's not a kickback. It's steering. It's not steering. You have a totally different set of rules that you get to play by whenever you get outside of the RESPA regulated industries.
Yeah, you're not paying for the transaction, and I always tell that, because it's and I have to explain that to agents constantly, because I used to tell a strategy about. I had an agent that represented buyers, and he would charge them. He would charge them a $500 retainer fee up front, but then at the closing, he would credit them back $1,000. And people are like, isn't that a kickback? I'm like, you could give back to a buyer and a seller within the HUD-1, like in a transaction. You can't transactionally, based on a transaction, give somebody a mortgage person or somebody money based on a transaction. That's what's illegal. So here, they're paying for the lead. So take us through that process, how it works. Like from make an agreement with a service provider right up to when they receive it and in the two-way database, and how that works and looks.
Yeah. So like if I went from the very beginning, what we've found is, like, let's just say you don't have a relationship with a moving company and you got, more and more people every day that want to move because you're helping them sell property. So you reach out to, Chris's moving service. Hey, Chris, my name's Grant. I'm an agent in the marketplace, and I'm looking for a reputable company that I could send my clients to whenever they need to move. You're a highly rated company. I was wondering if I could learn a little bit more about your business. And the first step we found that works the best is adding them to just a simple referral list. So it doesn't cost you anything, Chris. I got nothing to sell you here. I just want to make sure that you can really take care of my clients. I've looked you up. You got great reviews, blah, blah, blah. And then once you get buy-in on that, you get 3 to 4 movers that are a part of your list. You just, hey, Chris, I was wondering if we actually have a preferred partner program where I could exclusively partner with you to send you leads. Would you have any interest in seeing what that's like? So a certain amount of people are going to be on the referral list. A certain amount of people, usually 2 to 3 people, are going to want to learn more about your preferred program. And then you share what it is. Hey, basically every time I send you a lead, you pay me X dollars per lead. And the moving company they're going to go into this knowing that they're going to get an 8 to 10x return on their spend with you. So they're going to do it because every home service provider, if they can get a 10x return, they'll spend the money. It's been that simple. So great. Okay, average cost, your average move is $2,000. You're going to convert half the leads I send you, so it's $100 a lead. Every time I send you a lead, it's going to be $100, and then you're going to ultimately close, every other lead, and you're going to hit your targets from an advertising standpoint. Great, yep, shake hands, everything's good. I go into comarketing.com. I type Chris's name, Chris's email. I click performance based on the thing. I put $100 a lead, and I put send, and then Chris, you get an invitation, you accept the terms, you load your credit card, boom. Now I start sending you leads. Every time I do that, I get paid. That's, obviously that's a quick,
yes, of course,
explanation of it. But like I said, when we first started this, when I did this with Gary, week 1, we generated $7,000. These people are hungry for leads to grow their business. They want to take their relationship to the next level with you. So it sounds simple because it is. A, because I did a lot of hard work to figure out how to make it simple, but B, because all of the people in your market, you drive around billboards, you go home today, you're going to get a bunch of junk mail from service providers. You go to these BNI groups, like you go to Facebook groups, like you go everywhere, you've got home service providers that are looking for customers. And real estate agents are the number one greatest source of customers because they need to work with homeowners. And so it's just it's a business match made in heaven. And it's proving to be, and
it's not an internet lead, and I just, because it's, you're known for a kind of internet marketing and, social media ads and all that stuff, but this is personal. This is person to person referrals. This is really
100%.
I mean, I'm sure there's people on the next level that kind of will put that widget on their website that might get a cold click through from somebody that's searching for a house, but then they see a link for a
Mhm.
landscaper or something. I'm sure there's some agents that are taking it to that level. Are you seeing that kind of, the people you're working with now, are people like taking this to a next level? I mean, what kind of feedback are you getting around that?
Yeah. So what some people are doing is they're embedding this into their existing website. And then what I think everybody should do is, Chris, some of the thing that you guys teach is creating video content, right?
Yeah.
So like imagine if you reach out to the mover and instead of saying you want to join my referral list, hey, I'm looking for a reputable moving company that I can interview
Yes.
so that my real estate clients can learn more about your products and services and I can teach them about moving and like all of this stuff. So you create a 10 to 15-minute interview with that moving company. And then that boom kickstarts the relationship where they're like, oh, this is awesome. We should do more stuff together. Well, as a matter of fact, how about I make you my preferred mover and I'll sell you every lead that I get and I'll put you on my website. We'll put this content out there. I'll send it to my email list. Like you're then creating content with your preferred partners, which serves a dual purpose. It makes you again look bigger than you really are. You're putting content out there, you're building your brand, and you're monetizing that attention. You're monetizing those referrals that you send the mover. So every time you post about them, it creates an opportunity for you to make money. Every time you send an email about them, it creates an opportunity for you to make money and share valuable content. So the whole thing feels very organic. And so
Mhm.
we're seeing people do some really cool stuff with this. I do think it's the future of advertising. Obviously, I'm biased. I've become obsessed with this over the last couple of years. It's all I've been able to think about. It's all I do every morning and night. And I do co-marketing to grow co-marketing too, right? So I'm
Yes.
constantly doing what it is that I'm teaching everybody else to do. I love it. Yes.
Here we are modeling the behavior. So
Yep.
let's we'll let you go shortly, but I just want to ask you this: like, if you had like advice that you'd have for agents who want to leverage co-marketing but don't know where to start, what would that be?
Um, is it okay to talk about maybe, we're going to do some training together, like the webinar?
Yes, 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 yeah. Well, no, we'll get to some, and we'll have some links for people later, and
Yeah, I
we'll
think that
make
would
up
be
these
the
videos with
next
links and stuff.
best thing is like we should do some training that teaches people how
Yeah,
to do this, like how to
yeah,
make money on the referrals that you send to home service providers. That would probably be the easiest because I know this is somewhat of a newer concept to some
it
people.
is a little bit.
It's something that we've all been doing for years, decades, but it is like now there's like a way to make money doing it. So it's a little bit of a new concept. I'd love to do a training for
Mhm.
your people to just
Let's
teach them
do
how to
it.
do this step by step by step. I think if I could give you all a little bit of advice, it may not feel this way right now, but it has never been easier to win in real estate than it is right now.
Yeah,
And if
good
you have
call.
the right mindset, you're going to crush. It may not seem like that. I'm just telling you like facts. Like it has never been easier to win. If you're willing to do just this much work, you can create this self-sustaining growth loop in your business and it can transform everything that it is that you do. So I should preface it's never been easier to win if you're willing to do work, if you're willing to take on a strategy and you're willing to execute that strategy. I'm seeing so many people win left, right, center, while the rest of the market is kind of like continuing to panic, continuing to freak out. I'm intimately familiar with the problems that real estate agents face on a daily basis. And I know based off of my experience that, like I said, if you're just willing to do a little bit of work, it's never been easier to win with the right
Yeah.
strategy. And that's
Yeah,
what we've got.
no shortage of strategies here. Look, you've built multiple businesses that help real estate agents win. You're clearly obsessed with helping the industry evolve. I'll take it from you. And I'm putting this training together. I'm really excited about it. I'm like, man, I think people are going to need to learn how to do this. I think there's going to need to be ongoing group coaching where there's an
Yeah.
accountability component in there. Let's build this, and because this is something that once it's a little bit of you said do the work. There's a little bit of work that
Yeah.
needs to be done up front, but this is something that can pay you over and over on the back end. And real estate agents in particular are always looking for passive income opportunities. So
Mm-hmm.
and this could be that thing built right into their business with really no additional work in their day to day. And it's kind
Yeah.
of cool. You're leveraging your time, you're leveraging
100%.
technology, you got great people behind you. That's awesome. So, I mean, just any closing words, and we'll let you go, and then we're going to put this thing together, and we'll be having an event in the coming week. I guess we'll be able to invite people to, and you
I,
can teach them all about this.
my closing thing is just like, I'm obsessed with this. Pay for speed. Like guys, like you can get where you want to go if you just pay to get there, and you can pay in a number of different ways. You can pay with your time, you can pay with your attention, you can pay with your money, you can pay with your energy. I have, and again, I'm biased. I'm obsessed. I've been doing this every day, so I know how powerful it is. I believe I have one of the greatest growth strategies that any business can tap into, not only because I'm experiencing it myself, but because I've been helping other people do the same. And real estate agents, I think, are hungry for something new and exciting and something that is actually going to help them measurably grow their income, grow their influence, grow their business. And so if that's you, I'm pumped to work with you. I'm pumped to share
It's
what I know, pumped to help
It's gonna be
teach
so
you.
fun.
And
Yeah,
yeah.
this is gonna be so fun, man. I'm like, yeah, I love this stuff. Like all of my business is business to business. Yours is
Mm-hmm.
too. And
Yeah.
this is real estate agent business has been so long direct to like business to consumer. Now here's a way for everybody to kind of
100%.
co-market together and create a win. So, but thanks for popping on. This was
Yeah.
kind of spontaneous. We talked the other day, and I was like, man, people need to know about this. Let's just go live. Let's not even have
Yes.
another conversation about it. We'll be putting something together. We'll have some links. I mean, I'll make some shorter videos out of this. We'll have some links connected to all those, and I'll be if you're in my database, it's coming to you in an email. So hopefully we'll see you.
Awesome.
Thanks, Grant. You're the best.
Thanks, man. You too.
Peace out, everybody.